Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to Collector Cave, and I'm on a roll today, so I'm just doing a whole bunch of reviews. So I'm in the same outfit. Yeah. So if you notice a whole bunch of videos, yeah, I have a whole pile of shit here to review, and I'm just trying to catch up. So this review is for the Marvel Legends Sauron series Build-A-Figure, actual Build-A-Figure of Sauron. Um, and wow, kudos Hasbro for this magnificent piece. It is a beautiful Build-A-Figure. I'm not that big of a Savage Land fan. I could care less about most of the characters that come from there, except for maybe Mr. Sinister. Um, but holy crud, this figure is magnificent. It's one of the best Build-A-Figures they put out there so far. I think the recent series Build-A-Figures that they put out are just amazing, especially the X-Men villains. Juggernaut is a beautiful figure, but I wish the sculpting could have been a little bit more intricate. Apocalypse is beautiful and a really nicely done Build-A-Figure. I wish he was larger in size, but not just a really great Build-A-Figure. But this, and also the Spider-Man Legends figures, the Absorbing Man and Sandman and all these other figures that they've been doing, like the Monster Venom, and what else were they? What else have they been? Rhino and Lizard. Beautiful, beautiful figures. But this particular one, I happen to have a real soft spot for. I just think they did such a nice job, a really nice job. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Just to put it in perspective, here he is next to Bishop. Look at that. Look at that. I made your face. No, you're not. So, really awesome. For one, just this reminds me a lot of the Lizard too, because that's one thing I really like about the Lizard is his head. It's very easy to pose. He can get some really dynamic poses. They did some really nice joints. In the decisions that they made for the joints for the neck and for the head, how it attaches to the body, but also the mouth, the way they do the mouth. I mean, if you can see this, that's pretty sweet. Look at this. Good evening. I see you. Mm-hmm. 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 Anyway, now the torso, the way the torso fits, there's a kind of like a ball and socket joint for the upper torso where it meets the lower torso. There's some nice pivot. So like if you want to arrange him and kind of put him up on a wire or something, it'll look really nice. As far as the arms go, there's just this really nice texture to the skin, that they did. It feels really good. Like it's a very nice scaly texture. They really did a really great job with that. The wings, the way they move out, the way they open up, just a really nice job. Look at the wingspan. I mean, that's just really cool. Look at that. The hand, the wrists, with the swivel. I mean, the pegs, the peg joint with the swivel there. It's just really just a nice job. Stay in place. They don't fall out on you. And he's got, really great range of motion, especially there's two joints to the neck. So you have the neck that attaches to the torso on a hinge, and then you have the head that's on a ball joint. And it really does, it does a really nice job. Now, articulation-wise, the legs, straightforward, 90 degrees. Can sit, move backwards. Now, this is how far back the leg goes. Now, the tail joint up and down. You can kind of do that. You can see tail up and down. Legs go back about that far. A little further. Then you've got the little waist sort of loincloth type thing going on here. But then, you've got really nice ankle pivot, hinge joint for the ankle. Feet fit in nicely, especially when you're going to go and you're going to do some really cool pose like this. That is just sweet. And there's really not much else to do, honestly, with this review. I mean, that's why I wanted to try to keep it kind of quick. But basically, you can put this on a string to suspend it on your display. However it is you guys do the amazing things you do with some of your displays. I myself have him kind of standing on the shelf in a pose kind of like this. And what's nice is like the lizard needs the tail to balance. This one doesn't, but it helps. So you can get some really cool poses just like that. And you can open, and it stays. The tail balances it and keeps him up. But this is just a beautiful figure. Leathery texture for the wings with like a glossy kind of an overcoat on the paint. You kind of see that shiny coating on the wings there. It really makes it look kind of leathery and skin-like. Some really good decisions here. So even, honestly, like my go-to figures for this particular line, here he is, the Bishop. You can see how, it's great. It's just such a beautiful figure. My desire for this line, I wasn't really sold on the pictures of Sauron. I really wasn't sure if I was feeling it or not. And after seeing, Bishop was my first figure in the line, and then I got the Build-A-Figure piece. As soon as I had that in my hands, I'm like, holy cow, I got to get the rest of this thing. Now, I didn't really care about any of the other figures. So to me, it doesn't matter. I wanted Bishop. I wanted Omega Red. So I got myself Bishop. I got myself Omega Red, and I put the pieces together separately, did some trades with some guys in the groups on Facebook, and pieced the rest of Sauron together. So there you have it. This is a magnificent Build-A-Figure, definitely worth adding to your collection if you don't have it already, or if you're toying with the idea of trying to complete it. It is absolutely worth completing. It is a beautiful piece. Probably I would say it's probably my favorite Build-A-Figure so far in the recent, at least this year in the recent series in the recent lines that they've released. I love the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure. And I would say, while Monster Venom is really nice, and the Apocalypse figure is really nice, and I'm just grabbing the Apocalypse figure so you can see the difference. And here's Apocalypse. So you got Apocalypse right there. See, it's such a big dude. Now, they did a nice job with Apocalypse. I will give them that. Obviously, he does, in my opinion, does not hold a candle to the Toy Biz Apocalypse. There's very few things that can, in my opinion anyway, but it is a nice figure. So we'll get to that one later. But do what you need to do to complete this figure. It's beautiful. Highly recommend it. Total pass. Now, some of you, if you haven't seen my reviews, I do a pass fail. So when I say pass, I don't mean pass. I don't want it. I mean pass as in it's a pass, not a fail. He passes all my want criteria. This is, it's just, you can really just see how magnificent this figure is. I haven't seen anybody complain. I haven't heard any gripes, as far as the figure goes. All the pieces fit together nicely. The body proportions are excellent. Really beautiful job. They didn't obviously, like, if you look at Abomination's Build-A-Figure, and if you look at the Rhino Build-A-Figure, and if you look at Sasquatch, and you look at Man-Thing, they are all based off a similar body platform. So you'll notice that the arms and the legs sort of fit together in the same way. They're about the same proportions, especially with Rhino and Abomination. They're very similar, and they just changed a few details in the tooling to add, like, feet and different feet instead of whole body parts. So they do that kind of stuff. This, to me, this is an all new tooling. This is not the Lizard. In case anybody was wondering, there's nothing the same about this figure to the Lizard. Which, I don't blame them for retooling. For remolding things or recasting them in different, for use in different figures. I don't care about that kind of stuff. It saves on costs and kind of keeps things at a reasonable price point. but they didn't do that here. This is a whole new sculpt for a Build-A-Figure. This is fantastic. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I highly recommend it. So go for it. Thank you guys for watching, and really appreciate it. I'll be posting this video out there for people to see. Subscribe to my channel, and thank you very much for watching, and hope you enjoyed it. Comment, whatever, share it, be my guest, and thank you for watching and tuning in. Until next time on Collector Cave, I'll see you guys later. Happy collecting, and hope you complete those figures.